heart of the mother city in Cape Town comes an audio platform that pushes boundaries, reaching beyond the horizon. Where the values of Ubuntu and the spirit of Ubunye converge to shape futures that inspire. This is CPUT Live.
CPUT Live.
Hello, CPUT, and welcome to another episode of CPUT Live. I'm your host, Melissa Cheleza, and today we bring you a special edition in celebration of Africa Day. Every year on the 25th of May, Africans across the continent and the diaspora commemorate Africa Day, a day that celebrates our shared history, cultural diversity, resilience, and unity. It is a reminder of where we come from, how far we've come, and the future we're building together. Recently, students and staff gathered at CPUT's Belleville campus to showcase the rich cultures, traditions, and languages that make Africa such a vibrant and diverse continent.
Also, I'm here representing the Basotho culture. Ngwanana wa Moshweshwe, yes.
Basadi ba Lesotho ba batle dintho tse ngata ha ka mo fa lerato le ngwana ka o neya o batla se berekane setse ba lela parking hela motjhana
Yukumbilu wa mina yiti lavela wena mehlo ya mbilu yanga yoti lavela wena nikuranza ninga pimi forever mina wena ndakuranda ninga yimi forever mina wena.
In this special feature, you'll hear from students, staff members, and exhibitors who shared their perspectives on African identity and why events like these matter now more than ever, especially in a world where polarization has become ingrained in the social fabric, a world where our differences are weaponized to stir xenophobic sentiments by those with the loudest voices in the echelons of society. Let's take you there.
The sound of ululation and singing fills the hall as the CPUT family celebrates Africa Day at Belleville campus. The day serves as a powerful symbol of unity, liberation, and progress, honoring the struggles and triumphs of African nations in their fight against colonialism. It also looks forward to a shared future of economic and social prosperity. Nongosi Kyolwana, the Dean of Student Affairs, shares her thoughts on the importance of the celebration.
I'm extremely super excited about today because it's a day that should not be taken as a once-off day. Every day should be Africa Day. Our students come from all corners of the world, and we cannot assume that we are in South Africa, we are in Africa when we don't embrace African identity.
The day is not only celebrated by those with African lineage. Charisse Mangiagali is the Student Development Officer at the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture. She shares what celebrating African culture looks like as someone with largely Italian heritage.
Being Italian or having Italian heritage and celebrating Africa Day, I think, is a bit far apart in terms of the cultures and what the cultures represent. However, Africa Day on its own, I think, embraces culture, it embraces diversity, it embraces heritage. And I think the importance of today is to remind us that we need to celebrate who we are, we need to indulge in where we come from, and we need to embrace our different heritages.
Bonzo Kuba is a third-year sports and leisure management student. She was among those who had set up a stall to celebrate Sotho culture.
Well, I feel very fortunate to come here and exhibit the Basotho culture because I feel like in the Western Cape, there's quite a number of few Basotho people here. So it's quite an honor for me to be here and answering all the questions that I was asked about.
From food, attire, and even currency, students like Bonzo imparted knowledge about their ways of life to spectators and fellow participants from other tribes and nations. But one Sotho student, Tolwana, stole the show with her mokibo. This is a traditional dance performed only by women. Its intricate moves require the dancer to kneel down while shaking their shoulders. Her moves were remarkably impressive. This very dance resulted in her winning first place, and so we asked her to share a cultural song with us.
basadi ba lesotho ba batle dintho tse ngata ha o ka mo fa lerato le ngwana ka o neya o batla se berekane setse ba lelapa keng hela motjhana.
Songs are a rich tapestry, often regarded as the window into the soul of a culture and a way of life.
It's simply a song that advises and needs to choose a Sotho woman because a Sotho woman has that material in them. They know how to respect, and if you just give them the provision as like we describe masculinity in African culture, providing and being the leader in the house, then everything will be submitted to you.
Her connection to music is one the African people know very well. Both form an integral part of our cultures across the continent, transcending both race and background. Charisse reminisces about her years studying African music and dance.
I studied music and dance. I did a Bachelor of Music in Dance at UCT, and my focus was particularly on African dance and African music. And like I mentioned earlier, my lecturer was very shocked to see me on the first day and said to me, "Oh, Mlungu, you're in the wrong space," because automatically this white girl, was the idealistic or the idealism of it was that she was supposed to be in the ballet class. But being in a space where I could, indulge in what African music and dance was really, broadened my understanding and appreciation for not only the continent, but for what the people are about.
That experience fueled her passion even more. Her presence in that class challenged stereotypes about which people belong in which spaces, reinforcing the idea that creativity is not limited to identity. The desire to learn from others and share art is what makes Africa Day such a unique holiday.
With all its strictness and, like I said, the rigid behavior or the rigid understanding of what ballet was just not for me. So I think I enjoy more stepping outside of the box, breaking barriers, breaking, what these idealisms around these specific areas are, and always wanted to learn more about, what our people are and what our people are about. Being a specific race in a specific country doesn't always mean that you need to stick to those, ideologies of what they should be. Within Africa, we embrace so much diversity. We embrace so many different cultures, religions, races, genders. So why not learn about them? I think it's always important to step out of our comfort zones. It's important to also, by doing that, respect and appreciate who people are.
Elegance and pride appear to be common themes among the exhibitors. At the stall showcasing Swati culture, Nothando Khoza unpacks her beautiful attire. The bold cloth called lihia was adorned by vibrant black and yellow tones, which brought warmth to the festivities.
Okay, namuhla ke ngigcoke lokulanzanyeni ligabashi bese ngafaka nelihiya la ngephansi ngifake isifashi bese la phansi enyaweni ngifake amafahlawane. Amafahlawane ke wona ayasinceda uma ukuthi siyagiya ayenda.
Students stood at the campus grounds looking the sharpest in iconic traditional blankets and distinct straw hats, symbolizing a deep connection to their roots. Moswamudi Moketa, a student who won the title of Best Dressed, gives us a breakdown of what his attire signifies.
I was having the blanket and also the hat, which is the hat. You will find it on our flag, which is Mokorotlo, named by Mokorotlo. Then the blanket, which was the gift from Queen Victoria during those years of wars, as we use it as a symbol for us.
No tribe was left behind. The Xhosa culture is vividly represented on campus, with students and staff wearing striking traditional garments, featuring heavy cotton fabrics such as imibhaqo and intricate beadwork called ingqosh. We meet Musa Ngaziwa, who shares the significance behind her look.
Okay, let me start with Iqiyam. Yes, I saw we should be born because okay, fine. We'll start with Iqiyam. It's known as a staff. So usually staff ngabafazi, abachakazi, abantu abendileyo, those who are married, yeah. And then You wanna those yellow beads over here, yeah, this fucking okwam, and then these beads are known as amacamaku. So they are my traditional necklaces. Yes. So amacamaku, and over here is the animal skin. So this is a goat skin attached here. So this skin is benefit corner, yabon. And then this is actually this is a bag. You know what? This is itasi. So you can't be able to put this into sako apa. But then I decided by as in don't I have to look beautiful. So mantate itasi yami diyenzi be better. Yes. And then okay fine. Ibe like this is a skirt basically, yeah, skirt.
Amidst the beauty and the liveliness of our cultures, there are many misconceptions that run rampant. From people saying Venda people practice witchcraft to the idea that Xhosa women like money, these stereotypes define our perceptions of each other. Tolwana shares one misconception that is common about Sotho people.
People tend to say that we eat a horse because a horse is one of the most important type of a domestic animal to us.
In this vein, the current relationship between South Africa and other African nations has been brought into question. Amanda Ismail, the HOD of the Disability Unit, reflects on the xenophobic attacks that are tearing us apart.
It's very sad what is happening at the moment. We have the phrase Ubuntu, and it is something that our forefathers, they have taught, they have instilled in us. So definitely, I think this showcase also that we are not xenophobic. We are accepting of all cultures, of all countries. So I think it is a step in the right direction, and there's a positive message. There's not one country that is higher and that is more important than the other. For me, my view is that we are all African, and that should be celebrated.
It's events like these that can help bridge the gaps between one another. Alane, one exhibitor who helped paint one of the vibrant artworks displayed, adds his final thoughts of the day and what it means in connecting Africans across the board.
I think it reminds us that we aren't really enemies, We do have a commonality between us that we need to celebrate. So events like this are very important. But the thing is, I feel like people who are attending these events are people who are appreciating that, but the ones who are not here are the ones who are actually causing the friction, the chaos, and all that. So I think maybe we need to get like a higher outreach in a sense, have more people be aware of what's happening and these kinds of cultures.
As the day is coming to a close, the crowd is gathering to congratulate the winning stores. With each exhibition, students went out of their way to educate themselves about their neighbors. They prepared food, decorated boards, displayed clothing, and knew some interesting facts about their chosen countries.
So the third prize, it will be the two students who man the table. It's a 500 rand each CK voucher. So the third prize is Ghana. And the second prize for the two students who manned the Lesotho. Their prizes are 700 rand. Thank you. Congratulations. And the first prize for the two students is 1,000 rand each. Who do you think? Lesotho. It was Lesotho. South Africa. And two students from Swaziland.
Identity, belonging, and community are things each one of us seek as we move through life. Holding events such as Africa Day, we get to come together and make that a reality. The HOD of the Student Engagement Development and Training Unit, Dr. Melanie Swanson, whose mixed background has shaped her passion for unity, shares her final remarks.
I think for me, the most important thing is a sense of belonging, feeling, knowing that I belong here. I am an African. I am proudly South African, and also to send out a positive message. We know there's a lot happening in the world at the moment. There's a lot of things happening at the moment, and somehow we need to feel at home in where we are at, and also the fact that we can also send out a positive message to people, and including a message of hope to say, look, yes, we have all these problems, but at the end of the day, we are one continent, and that is Africa.
Sound of drums, the spirit of the tribe, dance with me beneath the veiled trees where the stories unfold. The sound of the djembe echoes through the gold. From Lagos to Accra.
What a powerful reminder that Africa is not just a place, it's a collection of stories, cultures, languages, and people who continue to shape the world in remarkable ways. As we've heard throughout this feature, celebrating Africa means celebrating diversity, learning from one another, and creating spaces where everyone feels they belong. Whether through music, dance, food, language, or storytelling, Africa Day reminds us that our differences are not barriers, they are strengths. Thank you for joining us for this special Africa Day edition of CPUT Live. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to rate this podcast, share, and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. I'm your host, Melissa Treliza. This feature was narrated and written by our chief script editor, Owendando Zanzi, along with Balesa Moholo, Balesa Nkambule, Awethu Mkhaza, and our producer, Nonhlanhla Mashaban. Sound assembling and editing by Okuhle Makaula and Uviwe Njagaza. Mixing and mastering by our executive producer, Magnificent Mdebele. From all of us here at CPUT Live, happy Africa Day, and until next time, stay informed, inspired, and connected.
Africa.